Welcome back to Alliance War. It's Season 38, War 3 and 4 Loki are facing our friends in SSX. And who's in SSX these days? Well, we got Rob, we got some MP Blaze, some DLL, and oh, wait a minute. Who is that handsome devil mommy short arms? Anyway, so I plan to do a boss rush this war between me and 3 other members. So I'm starting off on path 2A against this Mojo. And this is just your prototypical Spider-Man 2099 fight, because when they changed path 2, they had these placebo buffs, and well, Miguel doesn't gain buffs. So it's your standard Miguel fight. So let's just speed this sucker up and move on with our lives. Yeah, so I plan a boss rush. The plan is that 4 of us would get through the boss really quickly using the Alliance War energy boosts. And that way we could free up the other 6 guys to go ahead and do the war at their leisure without having to worry about any sort of conduit nonsense. So that was the plan. Step 1 was this Mojo. All right, and he's down clean. Now we're going to move on to the next fight, which is a Black Widow Clairvoyant. And yeah, I don't play this fight all that great. For some reason, I just felt uncomfortable during the fight. I don't know if it was because I was playing it in a place that I don't normally play, or if it was just the sort of, stress of war against myself and my friends. I don't know what it was, but I thought that the AI on this Black Widow was pretty janky, and that she was just super aggressive. I didn't feel comfortable in the fight at all. That being said, I was able to get her down and not lose a tremendous amount of health. So how bad could it be? Even taking a couple hits, not too terrible. But I think this is sort of a nice prelude to the rest of my war, where even in the fights that I do solo, I don't really all feel that comfortable in any of my fights. And it does cost me later on. Spoiler alert, I will not be having a perfect season. But I don't know that yet, because first up I have this Peni. I have fought Peni on node 33, the Spite node, every war so far this season. I imagine I will be continuing to fight her there every war this season. So let's just speed this nonsense up and you'll see how perfectly I do this fight. I mean, it's just really, really simple. So B-Manny and I are sort of moving in tandem here. He's going on path 9 with Ghost, and I'm doing path 7 with Miguel. So, there's this first Peni fight. I have no worries about it. And then the second fight on path 7B, node 43, which is the kinetic transference path, is a Domino. Now, Domino is always dangerous. I have fought a ton of Dominos on path 7B with Miguel. I've only died one time against Domino, and that was when I tried to dex her SP1 when I was unlucky. So other than that, I've never had a problem with Domino. And I'm showing you my boosts here, so just that way you can get an understanding of how I approached this fight and how seriously I was taking it. I didn't put on class boosts here. And I wish I had. I wish I had that little extra oomph against Domino, and I think it might have been a mistake for me not to approach the Peni fight and this Domino fight without those boosts. But right off the bat, I'm just not in a good rhythm. I feel like I'm a step slow on my dexing. She's crit failing my ruptures, and she's playing super aggressively with her AI, much like Black Widow Clairvoyant was. So I'm unlucky there. That's why I just took the SP1 on the block, because that's how I died before. I'm not going to die to the same way twice. At least that's my hope. But yeah, she's just throwing double medium into a heavy here. There's no backing up. I need her to come at me a little bit so I can keep my wither up. I can't keep my wither up. So I throw an SP2. Fortunately, she doesn't crit fail the wither, which she has done against me in other fights that I've against Domino. And I'm just really struggling to get ruptures up. I'm really struggling to keep my wither up. And now I've locked myself in the corner with her having over 2 bars of power. And the kinetic, with the wither falls away, she hits into my block. With the kinetic transfer, she's down to special 3. I'm just trying to get in as much damage as I can and hoping that something can happen here. she go ahead and throws her SB3. Now, I'm not taking any damage because I popped that invul boost. And all the damage I've taken in this fight so far has been chip damage and the crit fails, and the crit bleed from the SB3 kills me. There goes my 50-fight deathless streak stretching into last season. There goes my hope of a deathless season for Loki. And, it's just, I've never had a deathless season. I've never had a 100-fight deathless streak, and both those things are not going to be happening this season. So pretty disappointing overall. I go back in this fight, and I'm still struggling against this Domino. At least this, here she gets me with a big old combo because I don't dex it properly, and yeah, this was very, very frustrating for me. I go straight into fight 47, node 47 after healing, and it's a long shot, and this fight is a nothing burger. It really has nothing to offer here because, as we've discussed in all 3 war videos this season, Miguel is a hard counter to this node because of the rich get richer component. Not that Longshot has any buffs on him, but unlike Domino, there's really nothing overly dangerous here that I need to worry about. And so Longshot goes down simply. All right, so the next plan is that I'm going to do the left-sided minis, all 3 of them. First up, we have MP Blaze's Hyperion. I'm going to be using CGR for this fight. And here's another instance of me clearly not being at the top of my game. I fail to get the parry. At least I don't trigger Dex, thank God. I take this on the block. Then I can do my, light ending combo. But nope, I can't because of the falter. Because of the node, he ended his power gain buff. I didn't get him in time, and now I'm going to be eating this special 3. I did not have an invul boost on. It ran out after I blew the fight against Domino. So I'm in trouble. I come up, and I have forgotten that I'm in faltered. So I throw the SB2 just to kind of get myself out of the corner. Fortunately, I get enough armor breaks on him that this second SB2 will kill him. So, CGR is amazing. He really saves my ass there because I played like total dog shit. So now I have to change my masteries back. I had changed my masteries before the Hyperion fight to turn on the recoil tree. Now I'm turning off the recoil tree, turning on Despair and the other masteries for Miguel because I'm doing this Doom fight on 51 again. I did it last war. It went okay. I made a mistake in that fight, basically letting Doom hit me with a SP1. And spoiler alert, as you can tell from how poorly I've been playing this war, I'm going to get hit by another SP1 right here. So yeah, par for the course. I'm not doing a great job of managing his power. And so, he's got the aura up. I tried to heavy him. Instead, he just punishes me with a special 1 to the face. Just not great gameplay by yours truly. I now have pushed him over 2 bars of power, so I'm going to have to eat a special 2 on the block, which totally stinks because now I have to trigger Conflictor because I still don't have my Wither up. I triggered Conflictor. Now I can hit him with the special 2 and have the Wither stick, which I do, but he's back over 2 bars of power again, which means that at this point, I'm in a dangerous spot because I know that I'm going to have to take another SP2 on the block, and I'm down to like 24% health. And at this point, I go into full-on panic, mitigation mode here, where all I'm doing is dexing and hitting block. And I'm just going to let the ruptures work on Doom. And you can see that, like, over time, it is slowly melting him down. I'm at this point here, I'm not even hitting Doom's block. I'm waiting for him to throw a special 1. He refuses. I'm just dexing to keep my withers up and just letting Doom tick down over time. Finally, he throws an SB1. He's at low enough health that I can go in and finish him off with a combo. But man, oh man, what a butt puncher. And then I healed up and I went into this Mephisto fight. I really should have taken a break between Doom and Mephisto. I really, really should have. After the Hype fight and the Doom fight, I clearly wasn't playing well, and I don't play this fight well at all. But I also think I get a little screwed in this fight somehow. And I'll highlight that moment when it comes. I'll even slow the video down so you can see exactly why I think I kind of got a little screwed. But at the same time, I did it to myself. And the reason I did it to myself is because I once again allowed myself to get hit by a Mephisto special one. And when I get hit by this special one, I get 3 incinerates placed on me, and it takes up half my health. It's just not great gameplay. And I deserved to get, I put myself in a position to get screwed. And if you do that, you let the game sort of dictate. I dex this SP1, get some withers up, and then I eat this one in the face, and you can see those incinerates just chewing through my health. That's half, my total health bar gone in one set of incinerates. Just not great, and not really leaving me with much of a margin for error. Now, I didn't panic in the fight when this happened because I had just survived a worse situation, in my opinion, against Doom. And so I know that Miguel has the capacity to get me out of this situation if I play it correctly. So I get my special 2, I get the wither back up, and I'm not, my controls are a little sticky. I'm waiting for this special. I take it on the block, dex the second part, and I'm still fine on health because I've now triggered, his healing, but he's heal blocked because of sick and tired. So I just got to block a few more specials. There's one special one out the way, put some more ruptures back on Mephisto, dex, deposit, dex, and then here we go with the problem. So I am clearly blocking. You can see my shield is up, but through my block, he breaks it. I'm having incinerates being triggered against me, and that's it. That's the end of the fight. I don't have an explanation for that. It didn't feel right at the time, and it didn't feel right when I watched it back. The incinerate should not be triggering through the block like that. I just don't know what happened. It is what it is. So a 2-death war against SSX. Lovely. I'm sure Mommy Short Arms is going to say something to me tonight when I see her in bed. Anyway, here I clean up the Mephisto fight. And now we move on to the final fight, which is the boss fight, a Terrax. I'm using CGR. I have specially set my masteries. I also had Rando, my teammate, put on the Mr. F pre-fights. That means that the unblockable from the boss node goes away. I get hit in the face a few times just for style points. But then I'm able to get to my special 2 right here. This is my first one. And this fight is pretty much now over because now I can cycle into another SP2, at which point you're going to see this dude's health disappear. Yeah, CGR is a beast. So 9 fights, 7 solos, 2 deaths. See you in the next life, Jack.